Hey, fellow comrades, how you guys been doing? Welcome back to our newest Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Today we got ourselves a match against another person from my Skype. Like, this is the most try-hard team I have yet to use this week. And this because, well, people say try hard. You know, I feel like, well, people use what they want to use in order to win. And, you know, that's fine. If you like using fun stuff, have fun using fun stuff. At the end of the day, winning the games may as well be fun for everyone, because at the end of the day we all want to win our games, don't we? But then looking at it back, my custom sets aren't all that try hard. They're Future Sight, Gardevoir, all around attacking without Sword Dance, Edgy Slash, Focus Energy, Hydreigon, that always crits with Draco Meteor. Then we got Choice Banded Staraptor, which is pretty much the most common out of them all when it comes down to this this team, and Assault Vest, Regice, fully offensive. So with that being said, I do decide to go for the Future Sight. He does make an incredible move. I realize I'm gonna turn and get rid of my Lightning Rod, so he did strike me with a T-Bolt. The reason I did switch out to my Edgy Slash is because if he does Volt Switch, he's not gonna switch out to his Florges, and that way I can manage to damage something greatly with a Future Sight, because Florges is, most of them tend to be you know, especially defensive tanks that still kind of strike hard with their Moonblast. And this way I can proceed to hit something, you know, something very, very hard. And in this case, Dusclops is gonna come in. He's gonna go for the Infiltrate. What I've seen being used on Muck, I haven't seen being used on this. And honestly, I've been a little bit disappointed by Assault Vest Regice. I was thinking it's incredible, and it could be, but I really need to say, without running Rest or without running Lefties, all these things have, you know, so much to give, but by the end of the day they are really crippled down eventually, and they really cannot do much when they're in a horrible position. Like this, for example. I mean, this thing can trap me, but if he doesn't have anything outside of Pain Split to recover, then eventually I will wear him down. And one-on-one, you know, Dusclops, yeah, I guess it can sort of threaten some things, but in this case it's fine. We did set up the Future Sight again for that that Summon of Death later on, because our user has been taken down. I'm kind of hoping that my opponent here lacks experience against this move, so I'm thinking, okay, he does switch out to Manectric. I couldn't really risk going for the U-turn and him surviving because of the resistance, and I couldn't go for the Close Combat or the Double Edge because he is immune to both if he did stay in, which he did. Now I was thinking this is an excellent move on his behalf, because the reason I'm saying this is that now he can Volt Switch, which is exactly what he does, and I'm guessing, well, you know what, I can see this, I can really see this, until instead of switching out to Florges, he switches out to this. And he knows his own Manectric, he knows that Florges can probably wall this, and by him switching out to this only indicates that he was either totally forgetting that Future Sight still hits even if the user has been taken down, and he was trying to Mirror Coat me, you know, with Sturdy, because those things can run Assault Vest, Mirror Coat, and they can definitely work. That thing doesn't have that much special defense, but if you run Assault Vest on it, it can definitely take you by surprise, as well as especially with this that can Wish Pass and support it on its recovery side. So I was guessing that was the case, and he completely forgot that the move is still going to be executed. But in general, it should probably been said that this switch was way safer, and he should have definitely done it. But again, you know, we all make mistakes. Now I made my own mistake by going for the Sacred Sword instead of Iron Head. Now the reason I go for the Sacred Sword is because I was expecting him to switch out to Manectric, and if I, you know, already get the Intimidate, I may as well go for the standard damage instead of the resistant damage with Iron Head, which his Fairy is of course weak to it, and I'll probably just destroy it. But because my opponent probably thinks that I'm running the most common Edgy Slash that runs Sword Dance, Sacred Sword, as well as Shadow Sneak and King Shield, then of course that common set is gonna make it is gonna bite me back, because as you can see, my opponent now switches out to Manectric as I do go for the Iron Head. Get some heavy damage in there, but of course with the resistance as well as the Wish support, it's gonna be a little bit too late for me. I should have just attacked that Fairy of his because I'm pretty sure he was not expecting me to run Iron Head, just because, you know, why would he stay in? That feels a little bit risky when he's got this Mega Manectric that can just, you know, switch in and proceed to go from there. So I did switch out to Hydreigon afterwards, go for the Fire Blast, because in general this fairy pretty much completely walls me. Look at how much that Fire Blast did. That was pathetic, no damage. Like, if that was 20 HP damage, I would have been clapping right now. Bravo, bravo. But that really, you know, it is. Hydreigon's typing is incredible, but it kind of gets screwed by pure fairies. And Florges is one of the best answers to Hydreigon, just because of her incredible special defense that can only be praised down. It truly is an incredible Pokemon. So it's got a spot amongst the many in the teams, definitely for certain. So Mega Manectric comes in afterwards. Staraptor, you know, I'm just gonna need to switch out, of course, because Choice Band packs a punch, but of course Intimidate, and you know, I just cannot risk. Plus Regice can easily handle to take that Volt Switch very easily, but this unfortunately is gonna let his Dragonite come in. I'm kinda scared at the Fire Punch straight off Outrage. Again, I guess I can take the Outrage. Thinking about it, Unstep Fire Punch I may just take, because Regice does have the bulk. I am actually running max HP and max special attack. I don't run a nature that boosts my defense. I should probably run it, because the benefit I get from running the absolute max special attack just isn't the benefit I would have gotten if I were to run the nature that boosts my defense. I believe that at the end of the day, that extra damage just isn't on pair with that extra bulk, because people really like to hit on the physical side when it comes down to that Pokemon, and especially when it's under Assault Vest, which gives him more than 600 special defense. So it really is sort of striking. But I made a misclick, well, not really a misclick, a misplay, that's what I'm trying to say, by going for a Brave Bird. I should have Double Edge, he doesn't have a Ghost type, but I did crit him, and I managed to just one-shot the guy. Afterwards, Dragonite comes in. Unfortunately, because I did crit his Manectric, I managed to break his Multiscale, and this is pretty much the thing I was waiting. Multiscale is important, and this way I can switch out my Dragonite, go for the Dragon Claw without much risk of him surviving because of the Multiscale. Even if I did turn into his Dragonite, which I did, I would have still not had the Multiscale because I was damaged in beforehand, and afterwards stuff would have gone downtown for me. So just go for the Dragon Claw and take down his remaining last Pokemon. That's gonna be the game. So that Brave Bird, definitely a misplay on my behalf. Regice could have probably handled the last remaining Pokemon on his team, Roserade, and his Manectric could have probably been handled by Regice alone because of the immense special defense it tends to represent. But Dragonite was a huge problem, and that thing could have easily, you know, outspeed me, plus he was running Choice Band. So that was the game for today, guys. I'm gonna look into NU, which I've heard is somewhere on Leo's Twitter page. Should definitely look into that, but I will leave it in the description if I do manage to find it. And I'm probably gonna ask a few people on Skype if they're willing to face me by this specific tier list that people have made, you know, and see how it goes. So I'm trying to kind of bring in some lower things. And this like looking at this team, this was pretty much the lowest tier Pokemon I've yet faced this past days, which is kind of silly. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this match as much as I did. Good game to my opponent. Love to battle you again. If you did enjoy this match, you know what to do. Give it a like. Thank you very much, guys, for your continued support. And until next time, take care. Peace.